Hello everyone, welcome to video 10.2a. As you can see here, we're going to be breaking lesson 10.2 on measuring angles and arcs into two parts. So CP students, you're probably just going to watch part A. Honors students, you'll watch both parts A and a second video 10b or 10.2b. We're starting on page 577 for our notes regardless. The two learning targets that we have here, our lesson goals, are going to be how we're going to split our videos. So for this first video, we are going to be talking about the measures of angles and arcs using the properties of circles. Some vocabulary for you. Remember that vocabulary list for each lesson is always located in that upper right-hand sidebar area of the first page of each one of your lessons. So we have somewhat of an extensive list here in our circles unit. Make sure you know this vocabulary well. A central angle, first of all, of a circle is an angle that has the vertex of the angle at the center of the circle, and the sides from that center out are, of course, the radii. So here in this example, we have angle ABC is a central angle, and notice the middle letter B, the vertex, is the same as the center or the name of the circle. We also have angles being measured in degrees, which we've already used in other units, but on a circle, it is 1/360th of the rotation around a point, which leads to a relationship that we should know. And that is the sum of all of the central angles around a circle is going to be 360 degrees for all of those angles without any overlapping interior points. So in this particular example, we can see that the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 plus the measure of angle 3 has to always equal 360 degrees. And that's going to help us with some math of unknown parts. The other type of measurement on a circle, besides the central angles, but is related to central angles, is an arc. And an arc is a part of a circle that is defined by two endpoints. We can see in our diagram here, we have arcs on all parts of the circle. So the central angle is separating the circle into two arcs, the central angle being angle PQR in this diagram. We have our orange arc from P to R, and that is considered a minor arc. Notice the arc mark over the top is kind of the shape of an arc, just like the shape of a segment or the shape of a line is always that symbol that is used. It is named with two letters when it is a minor arc, and it is going to be equal in degrees to the measure of the central angle that basically defines it. A major arc on this diagram is going to be the measure that is greater than 180 off of the minor arc, and that is going to always be 360 degrees minus the measure of the minor arc. So you can see on the diagram here, our arc that goes from P to R is our minor arc, that's orange, and our major arc goes from P to R, but it goes the other way around the circle, and it goes through a third point, S. Notice that's a three-letter name for major arcs. So we find that measure by just simply taking 360 degrees minus the minor arc. And a semicircle is always going to be an arc that is exactly 180 degrees, and those endpoints of a semicircle are, of course, on our diameter. We can see here TR is our diameter. So both arc TR this way, or TPR, and arc TSR would be 180 degrees. Congruent arcs can be found in one circle or on different circles, but they always have the same, and this word got cut off, measure. So we have a diagram that illustrates this idea of congruent arcs. We start with knowing that the angles are congruent. Angle 1 and angle 2 are congruent. That means that the arcs are congruent themselves. The reverse is also true. So here again is that phrase if and only if, like we had in our last video. And that means that if I know that the arcs are equal in measure, then that must mean the angles are also congruent. And finally, just like adjacent angles share no interior points, arcs on a circle that have only one point in common, so here between our orange arc and our green arc, we're only sharing point J. Those are called adjacent arcs, and just like with segments that are adjacent, you can add the measures of adjacent arcs to get larger arcs from them. So here we have our arc addition postulate, and that is that the measure of an arc that is formed by two adjacent arcs is the sum of the measures of those two arcs. So we have the measure of arc xz is going to be made up of the measure of arc xy plus the measure of arc yz. And again, just like with segments, we'll have a repeated endpoint of the arc that you'll see in each of the smaller arcs that we're adding together to get the larger measure. So in example 1, we're being asked to find the value of x, which looks to be the measure of central angle DAE. So if we take this diagram and we remember that the sum of all the central angles around the center of a circle is going to be 360 degrees, you can see that we've listed out all of the angles that make up that rotation. So first of all, EAB, BAC, CAD, and then what we need to find, DAE. If we add all four of those angles together, we get 360 degrees. So we're substituting in the value. Notice our right angle box is being substituted with a measure of 90. Then we have 40, 85, and then our unknown x. If we go ahead and add all of those up, we are going to get that our measure is 215 for the sum of those. And when we subtract, we should get 145 for the measure of angle DAE, or the value of x. Take a pause on the video and see if you can use this same concept to find the x in this picture. In example 2, we're being given a new diagram and asked to classify the arc and find any arc measures that are missing. So we can see arc PM is a diameter of circle R. Remember, the diameter is going to have a semicircle off of it on either side. And we're going to identify each one of these arcs as a major arc, a minor arc, or a semicircle. Hopefully you're seeing a minor arc, remember, with just two letters. So MQ is what we want to find, arc MQ. The measure of arc MQ is going to be over here, the rest of this linear pair, right? So that's this over here. And here is that example. So 180 minus 115 that is known gives us that the measure of central angle MRQ is 65 degrees. And so remember, the arc off of that central angle is the same measure. So the measure of arc MQ is also 65 degrees. And we note that that's less than 180, so that's our minor arc for A. For part B, arc MNP, we can see that that is a semicircle, so its measure is 180 degrees. And then for arc in part C, MNQ, think about tracing that with your finger, M, N, all the way around to Q. Well, that's more than 180 degrees, so this is a major arc. And to find its measure, we're going to just take the whole circle minus the minor arc. So 360 minus the measure of MQ, which we already found in part A. So 360 minus 65, or we get 295 degrees. See if you can apply those same concepts about arc measures and classifying them to this check example on page 579. In example 3, apologies for the quality here of this image, our examples from the PowerPoint that I normally load for you guys into these videos were missing the graph. So I wanted to make sure we saw that as we went through it. We're looking at these circle graphs that are found over in the margin or in the sidebar of page 579 here. We have our circle graph showing how teenagers spend their time online. See if you guys concur with these different partitions of your time. But first of all, we're asked to find the measure of arc DE. So here we need to do a little bit of math. You can see that arc DE is corresponding to that orange slice, or the 12% of the entire circle. So first of all, hopefully you can agree that DE is a minor arc. And so the measure of DE is going to be the same as the measure of angle DPE. And angle DPE represents 12% of the whole circle, or if we change that to a decimal to multiply by 360 degrees, we're finding 12% of 360, and we are going to get 43.2. And remember, the measure of that central angle is the same as the arc. So the measure of arc DE is 43.2 degrees. Take a pause on the video here and see if you can apply to find the arc measure on this check circle graph. And again, this is the bottom pie chart that you see in that sidebar. In example 4, we'll use this arc addition postulate again to find some missing measures in this diagram. We're asked to find the measure of arc WY, so that's this whole thing right here, in circle V. Well, we of course know that WY is made up of two parts. We can see that it's made up of arc WX and arc XY, and that those correspond to measures of angles. So the measure of angle WVX is 90 degrees, if we just kind of go down that left-hand column of values there, and that the measure of XY, arc XY, is going to be the same as the measure of angle XVY, which we know is 62 degrees. And when we add those up together, we get 152 degrees for the measure of arc WY. One last check in this video, see if you can apply that arc addition postulate to this final check. Okay, everyone. This is the part of the video where you really want to check back on the answers to those checks that were assigned to you as you were watching. In our check after example 1 on page 578, remember we know all of the central angles are going to add up to 360 degrees. So we can set up an equation and solve for that missing variable. With adding like terms and then subtracting, we should get that x is 50 degrees. In our check after example 2, we are trying to classify and find the measure of each one of these arcs. We can see arc GH is minor, less than a semicircle. And we already have the central angle measure given to us, which is equal to the measure of the arc. So we have 122 degrees. Then we have the measure of arc GLH, which we are going to see is the major arc off of the minor arc GH. So we're going to take 360 and subtract that 122, and we're going to get 238 degrees, which is of course major. And then notice we have arc GLJ. GJ is a diameter, so that makes this a semicircle with measure 180 degrees. In our check after example 3, we have participation in sports by males by different types of sports, and we're being asked to find the measure of arc CD. We can see that that's the basketball section, which is 17% or 0.17 of the total number of degrees in the circle, which is of 360. And we are going to get 61.2 degrees for both the central angle and the arc there. And then finally, we need to find the measure of arc AD in circle F, which we can see is made up of arc AE and arc ED, or 90 degrees from that central angle, and added to that 63 degrees. And so we get 153 degrees for our final check. All right, that was a quick one. We'll see you in the practice.